I found this gentleman, Janetto. Am I pronouncing that right?
You are indeed, Jeremy. You are indeed.
So one of those few people in the world who travels under one name.
One name.
Janetto. Well, what's the origin of that before we get on to number plates?
Greek. It's actually an old Greek name, Jeremy.
Oh.
It's an old Greek name. Yeah, it sounds Italian, but no.
I'm very fond of old Greeks.
To correct you, Jeremy, it went for 2.54 million. It went for, Jeremy.
$2.54 million
$40,000 out. Yeah,
for a number plate. This is
astonishing.
Thing you put on the front and the back of the car.
It seems like an astonishing amount, but yeah, it just goes to show what a desirable asset class they are. I mean,
And does that person actually collect number plates, or it was a one-off purchase?
I believe that person is a self-made millionaire. He's very astute. He's obviously very savvy. So there was an underbidder there, but to pay $2.54 million, I think it just demonstrates, how desirable collectible they are.
What's the potential? What is the potential for that
Jeremy,
number plate?
Jesus.
20. Eventually, what could it be worth? It's going to appreciate.
Jeremy, as these asset classes, and there's more wealth being created every day. You've only got to look abroad. The more money's out there, that they just keep on steadily rising, don't they?
Hasn't there got to be a ceiling?
Well, what is a ceiling? Generally people that buy them don't sell them. They this sort of plate, you're not going to get another numeric Vic 20 again.
No.
Just like over here, there's only one of them. So they are the first plates issued, as all the state governments nationally back in turn of the century, regulated that every car had to have a registration plate on it.
Now, the funny thing is, according to the law, I gather, if you've got a one of these original number plates on your car, it's yours, but they've changed it, or they've fiddled with the law to the extent that you can't sell it. You just have to surrender it. Now, that's not fair, is it?
Back in those days, Jeremy, a lot of those cars that they were just issued the number plates. They carried restricted rights. Now, you go back 385 remember Dinah Laidlaw when she was in government? She was a minister for. She trained from Dinah Laidlaw.
Transport, probably, yeah.
Transport. They did send letters out, and they gave people the option to actually buy these plates from the government. Not everyone got letters but they did give people the right to buy these plates for a very nominal, cheap amount. But obviously, a lot of people didn't have the foresight to think that these plates would be worth so much going forward. And they reverted to class-specific rights, which means, you do own those plates for life. But there's a lot of plates out there, both singles, doubles, triples, a lot of them that only carry restricted rights, which means these people, they don't own that plate. They can never unsell it. They can't unsell it.
No. Well, the black and white plate appeals to me because I think it looks better on a car. But the single number or the double number, I don't think they kind of look right. I mean, I know they're far, far more valuable, but it sort of looks...
What looks odd about him? Tell me.
Too skinny. It's just... for example, I've got... what have I got? I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. And I just think that looks nice on the car. And I'm not investing in them. I'm just thinking, they came along, and I'm talking about years and years ago. I don't know what I paid for them, but not a lot of money.
They would have been around $1,000, I reckon, Jeremy. The 4-digit plates, you would have picked them up for $1,000, if not.
Yeah, well, but you've got those for life, as opposed to getting an interesting number.
And you'll do handsomely well out of them if you went to sell them tomorrow.
No, I won't sell them. No. So when I'm dead, somebody will do it.
A lot of people aren't selling them, but the lower the digits, Jeremy, the more desirable they are.
Yes, I know that. Yeah.
I mean, you're writing on what New South Wales one sold. What that got in January? That got 11.5 million.
New South Wales one.
New South Wales number one. That January this year, 11.5 million.
Wow.
Queensland one.
Janetto, what are the implications as far as insurance? Because something like that, you have to put into a metal vault, or...
Oh, mate, put them in the droid. If they get stolen, you simply go to back to the vehicle registrar and just get a new one printed. They cost $34. You're actually buying the rights to that plate, so you own them for life.
But what happens if the person who's stolen your one off the front of your car sticks it on his car? Then who's going to know?
Oh, mate, look, with all this technology now, Jim, everyone's photographing everything, aren't they? I think they'll get caught out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So it can be a racket by the sounds of it.
Absolutely.
Create
one.
Like Chinese duplicating Australian Grange Hermitage.
It's pretty much.
Do you do it full time?
We do. I've got a team of 2 others with me, and
wow.
We've come along to offer the market some healthy competition. As you know, it's been a traditionally monopolised market, Jeremy, for quite a while. And I bought my first plate when I was 18.
What was that?
So, what number was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you see that around. That's number 745. I'll open up a bit. I'm a pretty private sort of character, but 745. I always liked the BMW 7 Series. And
right. Tony, who was sitting here a moment ago. He's got 3 BMWs, and they've all got
there you go
BMW number plates.
They're
what's 345? 3
7
745.
A 7 series.
I always liked the 7 series, and I was a frumpy little 18-year-old, and I went into the registrar down on North Terrace, and that's the first plate I ever bought, number 745, and I went on to buy more.
And that's a black and white plate.
Yeah, black and white, numeric. That's exactly what they are.
How many plates have you got personally?
You can count them on two hands.
Yeah, okay. Now, what happens, though, in terms of running a business, as you are, you say to somebody who's got a plate of dubious or probably substantial value, you then take that plate,
absolutely, if they consider selling. Yeah, if they want to cash in some money, we offer the market fair and reasonable reserves. They'll get 100% of the sale price. Where we make the money is we charge the buyer 7.7% commission on that sale price.
Right.
There's obviously a 10% stamp duty payable to the state government.
So of course, you can't forget that.
They're doing handsomely well out of it. So. I can't see them getting rid of number plates at any time soon. They're making good revenue out of them, aren't they?
Well, it's money for jam, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yep. They won't be going in a hurry.
No.
So, Numeric Plates SA, they can hop on the website. It's all, there's lots of information there for them.
What's the website?
numericplatesa.com.au.
numericplatesa.com.au.
And Janetto, what's the market for like the personalised number plates where people, they might have a slogan or some sort of catchy set of numbers and alphanumerics?
Those sort of plates are, they're difficult to dispose of unless you've got to have the right buyer who want that specific. And they carry custom fees, so they also carry yearly fees. As opposed to numeric plates, there's no yearly fees on those at all. So those custom plates, you've seen the emergence of a lot of them that have got the letter O for orange in front of them. All these new custom plates that are made to look like numeric plates, but they're not a numeric plate. That's the letter O for orange that's often in front of them.
Ah.
And which state in Australia has the best market for those sort of plates?
For the custom plates or the numeric plates?
Well, any plates. Is it New South Wales because of a larger population? Or
well, even the Victorians are pretty strong and all that. You've got lots of big car buffs there. The New South Wales market is pretty strong. The Queensland market's not too bad. I think there's still a lot of potential here in South Australia. Massive, massive potential and uplift for the numeric in particular to keep going up.
Are most of them put on cars or kept in storage?
You can put them in the drawer. With the numeric, you can put them in the drawer. You can put them on a car, on a motorbike. You can get them resized. You can put them on a motorbike. They don't necessarily have to go on a car at all.
And what happens if you buy say a Queensland plate? Can you put it on a South Australian car and drive it in?
Well, no. Well, if you live here full time, Jeremy, technically you can't because you need to be living in Queensland. But if you're residing here every so often, I guess you couldn't. But yeah.
What about those plates? I don't know, celebratory kind of plates.
The Jubilee and
the Jubilee and the Grand Prix.
Yeah, they released, I reckon, about 100 of those, or is it 1,000? Not 100% sure. I'm specifically specialising in numeric plates.
Yeah,
but they were also a limited batch that came out there. I think over time they'll appreciate as well.
So the only thing that makes them valuable is the fact that there's a limited number of them.
Absolutely. Yep.
And there's a bit of hype surrounding them.
Absolutely, and there always will be. They're the first plates ever issued. They're nationally recognised. You look at every state; they're all, they're tightly held. They sell for good dollars. They're a highly sought after collectible. That's what I thought when I was 18. I started buying them. So.
And how long have you been doing this? This is a retirement project, or this is a?
I've been trading them. I was buying and selling a few from in my 20s, but I decided to formalise the business probably close to a year ago.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, no, I'll formalise it and give the market, introduce SA to numeric plates SA.
Okay, how old are you now? Not trying to be overly personal.
I'm a very modest 50.
Very modest 50.
How's business?
Business is good. We've run 2 auctions, both on live. We had Oren Clemic run our first auction down at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival.
Yeah.
We took two plates to market. They sold very well. We recently had another online auction, sold very well. So we're always looking for plates. If anyone's considering selling, please consider us. You can hop onto our Instagram, our socials, Facebook. You'll see what we offer the market. I'm happy. I think we're doing a good job.
Is there anybody in other parts of the world who do the same sort of thing or value their old number plates the way we do?
Oh, everyone does, Jim. I mean, God,
really?
you got to go. Absolutely. I mean, the UK's, Saudi Arabia, my gosh, Dubai, the prices are, I mean, the wealth that's there.
Wow.
Yeah, it leaves us for dead. Mm.
So do we export many of our plates to overseas interests?
Oh, well, I'm sure there are many overseas buyers that can buy into the market here, but you can't obviously put the car over. You can't reach that plate overseas.
No. But if you were to look at simply buying.
Superannuation funds are buying plates, Jeremy.
And that's legitimate, is it?
Absolutely. Huh. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
a superannuation investment, which is sort of...
they hold them, and then in 5 years' time, they'll long sell it, and as the market moves up, they'll sell into that market and make money on it.
So if you buy shares, I know it's fairly up and down and fluid and difficult to predict, but most people will invest in something thinking, a 5 to 8% return annually on that investment is good. It's attractive. What sort of a return would you be thinking on an annual basis?
Well, I'm no financial planner, but like any limited release, Jeremy, and they are a desirable asset, you'll see market growth in the future. I mean, there are negatives to it. You can't. The banks don't deem them although they're a collectible. The banks don't deem them as a collectible, so that that you can't borrow money on them.
No. Well, that's a bit ironic, isn't it? If somebody's forking out $11 million for a number plate, I mean, that's obviously kind of in the open market, the competitive nod that this is a very tradable, valuable asset.
Absolutely. It's a niche market, Jeremy. It also shows that people that are buying these plates, they've got the money, they've got the funds available to them, because, as I said, the banks will not lend you money to even buy one of these plates unless they've got access to that cash. They can't buy them. So, it's they're a thinly traded asset, which can also, given how tightly held they are, they can be susceptible to fluctuations. But like any market, and when the economy goes up and down, they'll move with it.
I guess it's like antiques.
Absolutely.
Paintings, jewellery,
well,
any asset for that matter.
Is there I know with paintings and I know with old cars, perhaps jewellery and coins, I don't know about that, but there's no capital gains tax. Is there a capital gains tax on the profit you make from a number plate?
There's no capital gains tax payable at this point.
I shouldn't have mentioned it because somebody might be listening from the government.
Janetto,
I'm sure they'll jump aboard at some point.
But even over time, even if you've made a gain. over time.
It's yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Oh, that's
exactly right.
interesting.
Yeah, well...
And you've had no holding costs on those plates for all those years. They've cost you nothing.
Well,
know?
well, presumably people who would spend that sort of money would have insurance, so that'd have to be a realistic cost.
Well, you don't need insurance for this sort of stuff. Once you buy the plate, the actual plate itself is $34. There's nothing to
as you said,
insure.
if it's damaged or lost, they just punch another one out for you.
We're buying the sizzle, not the steak.
Yeah, interesting.
Great to talk to you, Janetto. I think you've got a fascinating business there.
Thank you kindly, Jeremy. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All the best.
Take good care. Bye.
You too.
You.
Cheers.
Bye.
Janetto, Director of Numeric Plates SA. See, I was just fantasizing the other day when I said there's probably a broker who trades in these things. And blow me down, there are two.
And I was only thinking about your garage, Jeremy, because I did notice a number of JC number plates. Now, how many people might want a Jesus Christ number plate?
Well, I've had
They might want the Jeremy Cordeaux number plate instead of Jesus Christ, mind you.
No. I've had JC 117, I think it is, since I was a kid. Since I was my first car, which I got when I was about 20.
Yeah. But
Morris Minor.
I'm just amazed though, because sitting here in the dining room table, I'm looking at a valuable painting on the wall, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that painting fell off the hook and it broke.
Yeah, that could be it.
It would be worthless.
Well,
but a number plate, it seems it can be bent, stolen, whatever, and it can be replaced at no cost.
It's an interesting concept, isn't it?
It's very interesting. As an asset base that it's almost like a cryptocurrency. You don't necessarily have to have it or be able to hold it. The ownership is...
And its value is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Extraordinary stuff.